Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in KITZUR, HILCHOS Shabbos, and we finished off the chapter yesterday of Hadlakas Neiros, of lighting candles. Today we have Tefillas Mincha, davening Mincha, the afternoon prayers on Erev Shabbos. Mishikvar Kibul Alav Es Shabbos, someone already accepted Shabbos upon themselves. Kevin Shikvar Nichnas Etzla Yom HaShabbos, since the day of Shabbos has already entered in to his world. He can no longer daven a weekday davening. If he did not yet daven mincha, so then on Friday night he must daven the prayers of Shabbos twice. It's called tashlumin. You daven first the tefillah of that moment, so you daven the marav of Shabbos first, and then the second Shemona Esrei that you would daven, you'd have in mind that it's coming to make up for the mincha that you missed. And this very important halacha, since that women accept Shabbos upon themselves when they light the candles, if there are women who davens mincha on a regular basis, she should daven mincha before she lights the candles. So too, if someone's going to accept Shabbos upon himself with the congregation, like we mentioned the other day, when they say Baruch Hu, when they daven, also there's mincha shel chayil. You're not allowed to daven the mincha, the weekday mincha, the ispal shtayim shel Shabbos, and you also must daven at nighttime by Marav 2 Shemona Esreis for Shabbos. The first one is for Shabbos, and the second one is going to count for the mincha that you missed. Nevertheless, im shekvar kasavnu sheyachid nigra achar tzibor keshekiblo tzibor es haShabbos v'asal ases v'lacha. Like we mentioned the other day, that once the tzibor accepts Shabbos upon themselves, even if you're not with them, you are drawn after them, and you can no longer do malacha, you can no longer do any of the prohibited works and activities of Shabbos. The mincha, when it comes to davening mincha, einay nigra achreihem, you are not dragged after the congregation. V'yachal yispal tefillas choil, kol zman shelo kibul be'atzmas Shabbos, as long as you did not yet accept the Shabbos upon yourself, so you would still be entitled to daven the mincha of the weekday before Shabbos comes. Aval ein lo yispal but don't go and daven mincha in shul when they're already in the midst of davening Shabbos, meaning even though that malacha you're not allowed to do forbidden activities, but mincha you would be, but it doesn't look right to be davening mincha at a time when they're davening for Shabbos. And again, this is only going to apply to a person who lives in a town where there's one shul and they accept the Shabbos already, and you didn't have a chance to really accept Shabbos upon yourself. But once that they do, the whole town now is aseh b'malacha, is not allowed to do any of the prohibited activities. Next small chapter, Oneg Shabbos, the pleasure and the delights of Shabbos. One of the other ways that we honor the Shabbos is by enjoying and partaking of the pleasures of Shabbos through eating, and through drinking, according to one's means, what they could afford to make a lavish Shabbos table with delicious treats and the food a person should do. Yesh mitzvah lechamdei kvar miyimei ha'choil. There's even a mitzvah to honor the Shabbos from the days of the week. Even from the beginning of the week. Yesh mitzvah lizkor Shabbos. We have a mitzvah to remind ourselves and mention Shabbos. How do we see this? V'remez lanu b'mesh ha'imim, because we say every day at the end of davening, the Shir Shel Yom, the song of the day, Rishon b'Shabbos, Sheni b'Shabbos. It's the first day of Shabbos, the second day of Shabbos. We keep Shabbos on our minds all week long. We're working towards reaching that glorious day of rest and peace and harmony and simcha and menucha called Shabbos. Therefore, let's say you go to the store during the week and you see something that looks really delicious. Yanichena ara Shabbos, save it for Shabbos. You see a beautiful cut of meat, take it home, put it in the freezer, save it for Shabbos. You see a cake that looks out of this world, Don't buy it and eat it on Tuesday. Bring it home, put it away, and save it for Shabbos. We're always thinking about how we can have the real honor and the oneg and the pleasure of Shabbos. V'afilo ani, even a poor person, tzarich lechaber es Shabbos, needs to honor the Shabbos properly. V'im ein lo, if he has no money, yilava b'shvil Shabbos, he should borrow some money so that he could put some kind of a tasty treat on his table. V'tzvichim l'das, you have to know. Shekol mizanoisav shel adam KITZUR v'lo mirosh Hashanah, all of one's livelihood has been fixed already from Rosh Hashanah. Hashem knows how much money we're going to make. Chutz mi'otzas Shabbos v'Yom Tov, except for the amount of money that you spend on Shabbos and Yom Tov, their sky's the limit. You can spend as much as you want because it's not part and parcel of what you received in your apportioning from the beginning of the year. And therefore, ein lekamitz. Don't be stingy. Baitzas lechavod Shabbos when it comes to spending money in honor of the Shabbos. I saw a beautiful Maisa with Rav Shimshon Pincus. He was not a wealthy man by any means. He lived in a city called Tifrach, which was not known for the Gashmias. It was known for the Ruchnias, for the spiritual greatness that was there. And Rav Shimshon Pincus used to take his children to the Makola, to the store on Erev Shabbos. And he would tell his kids, buy whatever you want, the Kovid Shabbos, the Oneg Shabbos, whatever you want. HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes care of it. And he would allow his kids to buy a lot more than they could afford, because he said that money is coming from outside the realm of what HaKadosh Baruch Hu decided for us. This is all the expenditures of Shabbos and of Yom Tov. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to honor the Shabbos in the right way and enjoy it in the right way. One extra candy, an extra piece of meat, some extra chips and nash and the like, it's all good. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will take care of everything. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Should be a mechubadik Shabbos, an honorable Shabbos, and a real oneg, a real pleasure this week. All the best.